Let's see, can I squeeze in over here? Jami's painting this small little 2-drawer chest of drawers slash dresser.
I need something new in my booth, and Zeb knows all the things about YouTube. So I figured I'll be over here painting and doing what I do, and Zeb will tell you all about YouTube. Because the first rule about going live is have something to do.
It does help if you have something interesting to do, and there's not a lot I can show you, like as far as like, hey, click this button or go there. There are some excellent resources that I will direct you to as far as as that goes. But make sure as we're going along, if you have any questions, that you're shooting them down in the comments. If you're watching the replay, I'll answer those too if they don't get answered in the video. So make sure you're asking lots of questions if you have something you're concerned about or nervous about or just wanting to get started. So we're going to talk a little bit about equipment tonight that also works with Facebook video and going live and how we do that. But glad you guys are all here tonight. We are going to get started. First off, what color are you painting this in, Jami?
This is Cowgirl Coral. This is left over from our mixology video. So this is Cowgirl Coral mixed with Petticoat Pink. I hope I have enough because I don't like to mix up stuff later. So we'll see. I had like less than a sample when I started.
This may be an undercoat. If you guys saw the thumbnail of the video, it had like a fun kind of folkish type paint job on it.
Fun is, yeah. The flowers were cute. The squares are, it's like toll painting, I guess. That was the thing. And I can't begrudge a toll painter because I'm sure in 20 years somebody will be like, what the heck were they doing blending all that paint? So, it was real popular in the 80s.
All right, so let's talk about YouTube. We had about a 50-50 mix on the poll. It's like 53% to 47% wanted to see YouTube and the rest didn't. But there were a lot of votes, so we figured we'd cover both. Getting started on YouTube, so all of you here essentially have a channel and you can change the name of it if you want, but let's say Lisa Coleman, let's say you wanted to post a video to YouTube, your channel would be called Lisa Coleman. That would be what your channel name is. You already have a channel if you're subscribed and have a YouTube account. You already have a channel and can already post videos. So you guys have already done that step. You're already there. The next part, the hardest part, is probably actually filming the video and getting that ready for YouTube. So we'll talk a little bit about what I use for editing software. I'm gonna start going over my cameras here in just a second. But when we started out, we made our YouTube channel, we signed up, we got everything ready to go in April of 2015. And then we didn't make a video, our very first video, we didn't even put it up until August. Because we got busy and it was on the back burner. It wasn't something that was important to us at the time. So we just didn't do it. And we even bought like a camera. This is our second camera, and I'll come up close and show you. It's got paint on it and it's dirty and dusty from being in the garage while we're sanding. But I like Canon cameras. I use this is the Rebel 200D, or the Rebel 2 is what it would be known for, the EOS 200D. But it's got a fun little flip screen and things. It was about, I think this whole setup with the mic is about $1,000. This is our second go round on a DSLR camera, and we use this because we can shoot in high definition. If you have a phone, this phone here of Jami's will actually film in a higher resolution than this camera will. It'll film in 4K, and we are actually live right now from my phone. And you can use the same equipment to do Facebook videos. You can go live from your phone on Facebook. You don't have to have like a separate computer and 8 cameras set up and someone monitoring it. You can just tap the button, put a title in, take a picture, and hit the go live button, and you're live. And it works the same way on Facebook and Instagram. And you don't have to have a bunch of fancy equipment. If you have a smartphone, you can make a video.
Well, that's like a $1,200 smartphone, so.
Well, you can make it with...
You can use the last one, although I'd have to say, if you can't afford to have like a fancy phone and a fancy camera, and you only had to make one choice, I would go with the nicest phone that you can get, because you can use that for so many parts of your business. You're going to take photos with it. You're going to film with it. You're going to run your business on it. So if you can only afford one thing, get a really good phone.
So I did a lot of research on cameras and went with the Canon just because, you know, I had tons of good reviews. There's also good things about Nikon, and I think there's Sony makes a really good camera. There's a bunch of different manufacturers out there that make really good cameras. But so I had the Canon Rebel 1, and I used that for probably our first 100 videos or so until we'd actually made a little bit of money with the YouTube videos. And then we upgraded to this one a little over a year ago.
Had more than 100 videos.
Yeah, we may have.
The other one we only got rid of because it landed in the
it didn't have the cool flip screen. It was a touch
screen. It landed in the table saw.
Yeah, so I was out filming. Fun story about that. I was out filming and the wind kicked up out in the driveway. I was working on the table saw. It was running, and the camera on the tripod dove right into the table saw, broke the lens all up. Anyway, I picked it up, looked at it, and the lens was busted and cracked. But I finished filming the video with that broken lens. We ordered a new lens up, and then I ended up filming about 30 or 40 more videos with the broken camera. It had like some parts that got dinged up and things because it fell into a table saw. And I dropped this camera probably about once a week, and it still films great. It hasn't affected it. And you can see the lens is all painted on.
So we started with a Rebel 1. We just had somebody ask that, a Canon Rebel 1.
Yeah.
We upgraded to the Rebel 2. Then the next camera that we added was our GoPro, which Seb doesn't even have here.
Oh, didn't even bring the GoPro out.
We don't use it a lot. We used it in Hawaii. And then when we decided to start vlogging, we got the G7X vlogging camera. That one's pretty great for just like running around town, but it's also about as expensive as this camera.
Yeah, it costs about the same. The only difference is that this can take, so sound is a big deal. This one can take an external mic. You can see the mic sitting up here, and it has its own separate battery pack, so it doesn't run off the camera battery pack, and it plugs into the side. This is the Rode Video Mic Pro. This is about a $250 mic, which is why this setup is about $1,000.
However, if you guys can't afford a microphone, I'm going to talk from behind here.
Can you guys hear Jamie?
Because sometimes I feel like Zeb leaves out the little details.
Yeah, I do.
If you can't afford a microphone, then I would just get a good smartphone and always make sure that you're recording somewhere that you can control the sound. The reason why we have the shotgun mic with what's on top of it's called the dead cat.
This little fluffy thing is the dead cat. It knocks the wind down.
Yeah, we have that because when we're filming outside and it's windy, you've got to have it. So if you can't afford that, and you can't afford that, but you've got a smartphone, just make sure you're filming inside where you can control the volume. So that way you don't have any background noise that you have to edit out. The better footage you shoot in the first place, the less editing you'll have to do in the second place. And another thing to keep in mind, if you go all the way back, look up Jami Ray Vintage lamp. You should find our first video, and you can see that things have evolved. You don't have to have all the equipment and all the goods to get started. What you have to have is the ability to just start. So I think that's the biggest thing I can tell people is make a video, get started, get in front of the camera. Even if it never makes it onto your channel or on your Facebook page or whatever, that will get you started. Also, I would consider if you're a little iffy about starting your YouTube channel, if you've got a Facebook page, which I hope you have if you've been in our group for a while because we talked about that, go live on Facebook, work on a project, do your best, talk to the camera, and pretend like the person on the other side of that camera is your best friend. And then just go from there. Don't think about lots and lots of people. Just think about that one person on the other side. What are you going to teach them? What are you going to share with them? And then kind of go from there. All right, proceed.
All right. See, Jamie gave you the actual good things to know, and I'm just over here talking tech.
It's just our personalities. You're very...
She doesn't. I like tech stuff.
I don't even know this stuff.
She doesn't do any of the filming. She's recently started doing some of the vlogging.
I vlogged with my camera today.
So this here is just a holder for your phone. Let's say you got a smartphone and you want to set it up. This little tripod here is $10 on Amazon, and this piece here is about $10 on Amazon, and it extends up and it'll grab your phone, and now you've essentially got yourself a selfie stick that you can hold your phone, you can record. You just hit that, you just go up here, you find your phone, you hit your record button, and you're going, and you can flip the camera around any way you want. You can film, you can set it up, and you don't need a big fancy tripod. You can set it up right there like that. Get it, yeah, put it on a tall bar stool or a chair or something, and you're filming. You are going. So
where's that clippy light thing that I have? That's an inexpensive tool that works.
Oh, I'll show them that in a minute. Okay, so as far as getting the video, that's the easy part. Now you got to have like content and things and stuff people want to watch, but this is what we use. I mean, we don't have a ton of fancy equipment. We've accumulated it over the course of about 4 years, but not super fancy as far as that goes. We haven't invested a ton of money because, I mean, I've spent $1,000 on this whole setup. There's people out there that spend $7,000 on just a lens. Let's see, I think I saw some questions popping up. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna run over here to the iPad and read those questions real fast. Jimmy, what color are you putting on that next?
Petticoat pink.
Let's see here. What kind of lighting do we recommend for videos? Okay, that is an excellent question. I was going to get to that and I forgot about it along the way talking about cameras.
Let's talk about what kind of lighting does Jamie want. I want a new halo light.
So we have daylight bulbs. Here, I'm going to point you up at the dusty light fixture up top. So in there, in that light fixture there, they're daylight bulbs, and they don't flicker or give you any kind of weird lighting, and they make it bright so that you can film. And then you guys are going to see the rest of the living room set up here. So I've got 3 of these, the fill lights, and this was about $100 on Amazon for these 3 lights, maybe $150 for the stands and everything. It's pretty inexpensive. We didn't get those until about a year ago. We were just using like clip lights like you'd see in a shop or a chicken coop.
Chicken coop lights is what we use.
But these are nice, they're adjustable, and they give us a nice bright light. Also in that lamp, or that fan, that ceiling fan, we've got daylight bulbs in that. And then this lamp over here has daylight bulbs, but those are different and they flicker, so we don't turn those on, that are in that chandelier, whatever you call that thing.
You can look up on Amazon a clip-on halo light. They sell them for like 20 bucks. And
I'm gonna go get it and show them.
Show it to them. I use that for lives for a long time because it kind of washes you out and makes you look all pretty. I'm a little more confident now, so I don't care if I'm like super pretty in the camera, but I did use it for a while. I want a big halo light. That's what you see like Dion and Debbie and Quita. I don't know if you follow those painters. You know how they look all kind of blown out and like they recently went to spa day? It's because they have a halo light. So if you want to look like that, look up a halo light. You could probably even message Dion or Debbie, and they might tell you the brand or send you an affiliate link. I don't have one yet, and as soon as I get one, I'll tell you all about it. Someday Deb will buy me a halo light.
This is a halo light. This is a tiny little one.
This is a baby one.
This one comes with a clip on it, a little thing that holds your phone already attached, and the light. This is for doing like close-up lives and things. You wouldn't fill much light with a room, but
if you're just painting a piece of furniture.
Yeah, this works really well. But the big halo lights they're huge. They're really big, and they put off a ton of light, and they basically light up your whole face, like Jamie was saying.
You can change the different lighting on that.
They blow you out a little bit, so you can't see all the crow's feet and the wrinkles and the gray hairs.
If you ever wonder why people look so good on camera, it's because they have a halo light. So if that makes you feel better, it makes you more confident on camera, by all means, get one. Because anything that makes you feel good, that's why I have fake lashes, because it makes me feel good on camera.
All right.
Deb's been thinking about getting him some fake lashes.
I have never thought about getting myself fake lashes, ever.
Oh, you're no fun.
Jamie gives me a hard time because I don't groom my eyebrows and they're starting to get crazy.
It's more your ear hair, less the eyebrows.
Hey, I trim that.
You should tell the story about the girl at Discount Tire. Mommy, why does that man have so much hair up his nose?
Yeah,
That's when
fun.
Zeb invested in a personal trimmer. That was a good.
How did we get on to eyelashes?
I don't know. And nose hair. I don't know. I have ADD. You never know where we're gonna go.
So, quick recap. The color Jamie's using, the first base coat is Cowgirl Coral and Petticoat Pink mixed up 50-50. It's the one we used in the video about a week ago when we did the DIY color mixing video. No, I'm not getting fake eyelashes, guys.
No, it's cool. I'll use that. I'll use your grooming budget on me.
All right, so we talked about cameras and the fact that you can just use your phone and film an excellent video with that. The next thing, probably the biggest thing that's going to make the difference is the software you use. And there's a myriad of things you can use out there. Probably one of the things that we didn't invest in any software right off the bat because you can spend a lot of money on all the equipment and things and the software really quick. What we did was I used a free version called Windows Movie Maker, and if you have a Mac, you can use iMovie, which is amazing. But those are two programs that are pretty user-friendly. They have basic video editing abilities that will get you a good-looking video out there on YouTube. So if your kids are screaming in the background and you need to drop the sound down on a spot and put some music underneath it, both of those will do that. Which I did not just give away the secrets of why there are long periods of silence in our videos with just music.
That would be why. Children, people are like, how are your kids so quiet? They aren't. We put music over them. But the kids know, like, we're like, okay, we're just filming. We're not going to be talking. And they know they can be loud. But they know if we're going to be talking, they can't because you can't turn that up.
So there are a lot of products out there that aren't free that are really great. But if you need to just get started, Windows Movie Maker is free, and iMovie for Mac is free on those too. So
I would also suggest, I mean, this is only an hour, so we can't give you all the information, but I would suggest looking into taking a class. So either online or in person. If you have an Apple, you can actually go to the Apple store and learn how to use, what's their program called? What's it called?
What?
Apple's program.
Oh, I don't know. I've never
You just
used
mentioned it. Movie Maker? Is that what it is?
No.
Apple's.
Final Cut Pro is the one that's Apple's fancy one.
No, but what's the one that you...
iMovie.
iMovie. There, that's what I'm looking for.
They'll show you, yeah, if you go down to a Mac store, they'll show
it.
you how to use that.
And they might even show you a little bit for free, but that's how Debbie Beard learned. You just have to really want to and just keep doing it. Because I'm not going to lie, I love her, but she is probably one of the least tech savvy people I know, and she works so hard at it. I feel like if she can do it, anybody can do it. In fact, I just showed her how to text with 2 thumbs when I was there.
So that's kind of like the nuts and bolts of it. We realize that not everybody's going to jump out and go make a video, but you can just, the big key is kind of like what Jamie was talking about. You know, I mentioned we started our channel in April and didn't put a video up until August. Just get started. If it's something you want to do and it's something that you can see yourself doing and making a living at, you got to get started. You got to start somewhere.
Why don't you tell them why we first started making videos? Like, it wasn't necessarily to make a living.
So the biggest reason why we started making videos, we were doing all of these markets and things and shows and custom work, and we had the website up and we were selling a little bit of paint at markets and on the website and out of our home, and people were constantly asking us, how did you get this look? How did you get that look? How did you do that finish? How do you fix bleed through? What sander do you use? All this sort of stuff.
And I was writing a book.
And every day we were just like, I mean, paragraphs of writing on our phones just all day long. And most of that was Jamie because the YouTube channel wasn't very big, and she took care of all the Facebook stuff and still does most of that, and Instagram. So she was just answering questions all day long. And that's what, by the time we hit August, that's finally what drove us to make the video. So if you're having this situation, if you started painting furniture and all your friends and family and everybody that you do work for is, hey, how do you do this? How do you make these things? There are other people out there that will want to see you do that as well and want to see your work. And you can easily get into YouTube channel. And then once you've got the videos, you can just give them links. and be like, hey, here's a video on it. If you still have questions after you watch this, let me know. And it'll save you a ton of time because you only have so many hours in your day and you just can't answer everybody sometimes.
Well, content is king, right? So if you're doing something you're passionate about, which is painting or crafting or whatever it is that you do, because I know not everybody on here paints. I know some of you guys have some other businesses. But whatever you're doing, if you're passionate about it, that will come through on your video. If you watch your footage and you're like, it doesn't look like I actually like this, then film it again. Never be afraid to can something and start over, because it's better to put out good footage that's true to your own personality than to not put out any footage at all.
We have hundreds of hours of footage that nobody's ever seen but us.
Nobody will ever see.
It's all on a hard drive somewhere.
On a hard drive. I heard it. Just kidding.
Real quick, they're asking about this. So Jamie's got the 50-50 mix of Petticoat Pink and Cowgirl Coral. That was the base coat over this dresser. Now she's using Petticoat Pink over the top to kind of just lighten it up and blend that in.
Also to fill it in because I ran out of paint.
Oh, you ran out of paint.
I ran out of the first color, so I'm blending in a second.
There you go.
Never underestimate the power of just covering it up with something else. All right.
Carla Finley, how do you know when you are ready to start because you are terrified?
Rip it off like a Band-Aid.
So if you watch our videos, like our first probably 60 videos or so, you rarely see me in the video. I'm not in there. Every now and then you'll hear me behind camera, but for the most part, I'm not in the videos. I do not like public speaking. I don't, one-on-one, I'll talk to anybody all day, it doesn't matter. But large groups of people, I just wasn't comfortable with it. Never have been, haven't enjoyed it. I backed out of doing the school play when I was like 8. I mean, it's just never been a thing. I've never liked it. And then Jamie's like, all right, we made our agreement. If you guys have read the last chapter from the May chapter, you'll know a little bit more about the history on it. But we were at it was our anniversary and we took a weekend away. Her parents were in town, and so we're like, hey, we're getting out of town for the weekend. We just went and stayed in Park City overnight and had a nice dinner. But we were talking and talking. Jamie was ready to quit YouTube, and I was like, let's ramp this thing up and do more and actually make a go of it.
I think it's funny that you say that, because that is not what happened.
Well, I
said no.
Here, we're gonna get her version.
That is not what happened.
It's coming.
He wrote the chapter, so you got his version. We weren't even talking about YouTube, and I had been thinking about it and praying about it, and I was super frustrated because we were making $0. And I was like, why are we doing this? We have 5 kids, we're killing ourselves. And I was like, you know what? You can do anything for a year. And I knew we have a bunch of blogger friends and they put out more content. And everybody said, content is king. Just put it out, just put it out, just put it out. And so I looked over at you and you hadn't even been talking about YouTube. And I said, here's a crazy idea. How about we make 5 videos a week for an entire year and we see what happens? And then you're like, well, that's what I was already thinking. Like, we need to do more content. So you agreed with me, but it wasn't your idea.
I've been planting the seeds.
Don't you be acting like it was your idea. And there you go.
So we committed to doing 5 videos a week. That'll be 2 years ago that we committed to doing that in August, and our channel blew up. So
it like tripled.
So if you've read the story, if you've read the chapter, when we decided to do that, we were making like $200 to $300 a month. And we were putting out, we had about 70 videos on the channel and about 10,000 subscribers, which, you know, it was starting to make a little bit of money, but it wasn't anything to write home about, and definitely not compensating us for the amount of time that we had put into the channel and into the videos. But the videos had saved us a ton of time in answering questions, and they were a great reference for people that bought the paint that we were using and things like that. So that they still had value other than getting paid from YouTube. And before we wrap up and before Jamie finishes, I'll tell you how you get paid from YouTube and go into that.
Well, it's only $8.53. You gotta come up with 30 more minutes of content.
Just a little reminder for myself. So now we're to the point where, I mean, when I quit Discount Tire, I was making about $60,000 a year there, and I'd been there for almost 15 years, and I was maxed out in the position I was at and had been for about 4 years. I wasn't going to make any money till I got moved to that manager position. YouTube, the nice thing about YouTube is you get back what you put into it. We are now on pace to make well above what I was making at the tire shop just from ad revenue. And that alone has been a huge blessing for us, just from people watching the videos. I mean, if we didn't sell a thing on the website or anything, that would be more than I was making at the tire shop. So it's been awesome. It's been a long time coming that way. I mean, you can't just do it overnight. Some people do, but for the most part, you got to work at it really hard. I mean, we just hit 100,000 subscribers back in March, and we've been doing 5 videos for a year and a half, 5 videos a week for a year and a half to get to that point. So lots of effort there, but it does pay off if you stick with it and you have good content. That's another thing. And we've been trying to really focus on the content more. We used to just slap whatever video we were doing. We would just, you know, if we were painting eight chairs to match a table or whatever, that's what got sprayed and put in the video and done. We've kind of tried to do a little more specific content now, something that we would love. Like Jami's painting this now in a pink color that she loves. She was going to paint something white, and she's like, no, they don't want to see that. But she also didn't want to paint anything white. So that's the ability that it's given us. And the really cool part about that is that it's opened up opportunities. Like, we can go away for a weekend now. We don't have to just be married to painting furniture all the time.
Can you open that?
Yep. We potentially could move our business anywhere we wanted to, because yes, we do have the retail spaces, but those are no longer the majority of our profit like they used to be.
Can you open that? The other thing too is you have to think about what is your brand. So think, like, when people think about me and they think about the things I do, what comes to mind about Jami Ray Vintage? Wow, Jami, what are you doing? I'm trying to paint a sunset like Dion Woods, but I might be failing miserably. This could be painted white tomorrow.
If it doesn't go well, it's going to go out in the garage and I'll spray it white.
Don't you worry about that. It was free, and I'm using all like leftover old paint except for that pink. So, and I use like that much pink. So, I figure, you know, sometimes you gotta have fun. Anyways, what was I saying?
You're talking about your brand and like your
about
style.
Your brand. You got to come up with things. And the thing is that everything kind of feeds into itself, right? So if you're making a YouTube video, that content should be up on your social media, and then should be on your Facebook and your Instagram, and kind of build from there. And you can take your videos that you're putting on YouTube and totally put them on Facebook. You won't make ad revenue off of it, but it can help build a following. We make a little bit of ad revenue now, but that's only because we're in a beta program. But
Yep.
think about things that you like. Also, what are projects you want to get done around the house? I am not going to lie. Sometimes I come up with stuff to do because I know Zeb will never do it unless it's a YouTube video. So all I have to say is, hey, this is trending. Can we work on this?
Well, in my defense, if we don't do it for a YouTube video, I'm busy filming and editing other videos we've done. So
So you do have a little defense situation there. But yeah, but use it for, and like my mom, I just painted a picture last week. It was totally my mom's Mother's Day present. So you don't have to come up with amazing things, but chances are, if you have questions about things or you want to know how things work, other people do too. So that's good ideas for content. You can also talk to them about going on Pinterest to find out what's trending.
So we do go, so let's say we want to do a video, we're having a slump or we're feeling a little burnt out, which does happen. You do 5 videos a week. I mean, every now and then we'll be like, wow, we got a garage full of furniture and I just want to lay here in bed and binge watch my favorite show.
That happens a lot.
That happens to anybody. So how do you stay motivated? How do you keep pushing through those times and doing the things? Because I mean, this is how we make our living. This is what we do. So we can't just like take a week off and like when I was at Discount Tire, I had paid vacations. I don't have paid vacations anymore.
We have workations and I like it.
Workations are a different thing. Those are tax write-offs. So we go on Pinterest and we go on Google and we do searches. We look for things that are maybe trending or that we like. Well, I don't want to say we don't ever, but we rarely paint something that we won't put in our shop and sell, or that we just don't like doing.
Well, I'm about to
every now and then
I'm painting something right now. I don't know if it's making it to the shop, but you know.
Every now and then we'll do something fun and wild or a little crazy. We'll paint a pink ocean sunset. but not often. We'll usually stick with kind of a French country farmhouse style. That's mostly our vibe, with the blues and the light greens and the whites.
Dion's gonna see this and be like, Jamie, what the crap did you do?
But you know, find your style, find what you love, and there's definitely ways to find things that are trending. If you're looking through Pinterest and you find something that you like and you see that it's been pinned like 8,000 times, maybe make a video on it, because other people are pinning that because they like it and they're also going to be interested in how that was made.
But
even if
put your
they're
own
never
spin
going to
on
do
it.
it themselves, people love before and afters.
Make sure you put your own spin on it, and if it's a definite exact copy of something,
yeah.
make sure that you give credit where credit is due, because nothing is worse than when you're looking at something that you worked super hard on and then somebody else copies it and doesn't even say that they were influenced by you. That's my least favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, so on that's a big thing in the artist community. So you got to be careful when you're looking that you're just using it for inspiration. I mean, honestly, everybody's inspired by something. Even the greatest artists were inspired by somebody or somebody else's work or something that they saw. I mean, there's a lot of really original work out there, but put your own spin on it. Do your own thing. Don't just be copying people and hoping you can ride on their coattails, because two things are going to happen. People are going to call you out on that, and they're going to see that you just copied somebody, and the person that you copied might actually come after you.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
So just be careful and have fun with it. I mean, the sky's the limit with finishes and things. I mean, painting a dresser pink or white, I mean, there's no copyright on that. You do what you want to do, but
You could try to copyright it, but it's not.
yeah, it's not going to happen. There was something else that I saw. Oh, someone asked, once we started videos, did we start selling more on our website? Not right away, but we did see a significant increase of sales over time. It really did help boost our website sales. So we use Shopify for our website host, and they give us analytics that we can look at and view and see what things are going. And the number one driver to our website is YouTube. Every month, people are coming over from YouTube to the website. And they don't always necessarily generate sales, but people are coming and landing on the website and seeing the blog that we have there, and seeing the written blog, and then the things that we have for sale that we just used in a video. And it's been a huge boost to our website. It's been amazing. We're to the point now where we're looking at hiring another employee to help us ship, and we're looking to get a bigger warehouse so that we can have faster shipping. So we're not, because we do what's called just-in-time shipping with our website. So I'm gonna veer away from the YouTube for a second. But just-in-time shipping is essentially someone orders the paint. We have a little bit of stock here and can sometimes fulfill an order, but a lot of times we'll order it, and then when it comes in, then we ship it out. So if there's a hang up at the manufacturer, we're running our full 10 days or whatever that we have our disclaimer on the website, and we're trying to build that stock up and get a warehouse type situation going. So if someone orders one of every color in every size, we've got it ready to go and we can ship it out that day. So
We're pretty much there at this point, but when we first started, we didn't have $20,000 to start everything up, so that's how we did it. But now we're to the point where we have an entire bedroom chocked full of product, and we're ordering extra every time, and all we're doing is just taking our little bit of profit and then just reinvesting it. And that's what YouTube can do for you, and it's the power of YouTube. Like, I feel like people they underestimate it. I was surprised when only 50% of people said they wanted to know about YouTube videos. I feel like it's one of those things, it can allow you so much freedom, because the reality is, how much can you actually paint? Really? Like, how many pieces can you paint before your body gives out, or before you're tired, or before you get too old to paint, and then you're limited by that. But when you start going and building your business on YouTube and growing from there, it gives you opportunity to see past the initial start of your business into things that can really take you to the next level. So that's the power of YouTube. Like, if you learn nothing else, I would say learn that YouTube is going to give you a platform to grow from, and I feel like it's a pretty level playing field.
Yep. I mean, the bigger channels, I mean, the algorithm is a monster that no one can really 100% figure out. It's basically a huge computer program that YouTube uses to recommend videos to people. And the more views your video gets and the more interaction, the more people comment, the more people do thumbs ups, that's going to drive more people to your channel because YouTube is going to suggest it higher in the rankings. So that's what we're always looking at. And once you start, I wouldn't worry about that at all to start. Once you have 15, 20 videos up and you're doing good and people are starting to subscribe to your channel, then you can start worrying about that and the ad revenue and things like that. We did YouTube for 6 months before we ever got a paycheck from YouTube. So.
Where's my Dusty's at?
And it wasn't much. It wasn't, it's probably downstairs with white paint on it still. I put it in the baggie with the rest after we did the schmear.
I'll make this do.
Someone else asked a question up here. So we do all of our videos unscripted. We obviously have a project in mind and we know the steps because we've done said project X amount of times. We might just be doing a different spin on the finish or using something different.
Never done it before that.
Every now and then, like the schmear, we had never done that before. That was our first time on that video. If you guys have seen our German schmear video that went out today, we'd never tried that. We'd never used that brick paneling, that fake brick that we got from Home Depot, and it worked out great. The wood glue's holding it up really well, and it looks amazing. It completely changed the look of that room. But it still has certain steps. So if you film sequentially in order and then you go to edit, that'll speed up your editing time and everything, and you make your video flow better and look better, and it just it really helps with the flow of things, and it'll get your production value up. Production value is something that I had to work on and am still working on every day. Debbie's videos are amazing. We call Debbie's videos, every video that Debbie from Debbie's Design Diaries puts out are really high production value. It's kind of why she doesn't like to go live so much on her channel, and if she watches this, she's going to be mad at me for telling all her secrets.
No, she's true. She doesn't like to go live.
But she doesn't like to go live because it's kind of like a really pretty Instagram feed. You know, you got all those really pretty pictures and everything's amazing and looks great and the thumbnails look awesome. And then you have a live video with like a weird dresser that's not painted yet and like cameras on the table for the thumbnail. And there's kids dancing in the background right now. shaking your camera, or a plane flies over. You know, you can't edit that out. So that's a little bit of why Debbie doesn't like to do the live videos. She likes her channel to be what she's branded it to be, which is really high quality, high production value videos. So let me see, other questions.
The problem I have is I've got squares peeking through there, and I'm not real happy with that. The original squares.
Deep Dollar, do y'all inventory every single piece that sells from your retail space? We take it there and we put a barcode on it, and then we get a printout at the end of the month, and we're like, oh, we just did a walkthrough on the shop and we've got to really finish a bunch of pieces because it's empty right now because we haven't been here in 3 days.
If we need an inventory, we can get it because it's all on the computer. That's what they're asking. It all goes in the computer, and then every time we get paid, we get a printout of everything that's sold.
So Laura Treza asked, so how much inventory do you keep in stock for website business sales? Right now we're getting to the point where if you order it, we probably have it and we can send it out same day, unless it's just like a random color that we don't ever use on the channel, which there are a few of them that we don't have, but we pretty much try to keep at least one of everything in every size right now. There are a few exceptions, but we're getting there.
You're asking, I love Zeb, but you're asking the wrong person. You don't have any clue because Zeb doesn't, it's like
I ship like once a month maybe.
Once every 6 months. So Zeb actually does Harrington,
what are you doing, Harrington?
Go away. This is our paid membership. So Zeb does the YouTube stuff, but what people don't realize, it's funny because people are like, oh, I wish I had a Zeb. I'm the one who handles all of the website stuff. We actually
Her and Caitlin do all of it.
Yeah, and I manage it and go through it and make sure everything's running the way that it should. We have thousands of products, like not just one of everything. We have multiples of everything. But when people order, if they order, like if one day we're real heavy on one thing, we'll ship out everything we have. And every day we order paint to replenish what we're shipping. So that way we keep what we need on hand, and also so we don't have paint that's sitting around for a really long time. And we rotate it kind of like you would do like food storage in a pantry.
Yeah.
So we put the new paint in the back, and I don't know, like we probably have 10,000 items, easy.
Well, a lot of that's brushes and things like that.
Yeah, about 10,000 items in there. So it's a lot between the basement.
I just got 2 new shelves and put them in there. That was the Mother's Day present.
It's stuffed in every corner of the office.
But to answer your question, that was like a long roundabout way. When we first got started, we did not have that. We had maybe one of everything of the popular colors, and not even all the sizes. And we would literally, when an order came in, we would order it, and then when it got here, we would ship that out. And we would let people know, hey, I don't have that in stock. We'd send them an email, you know, keep open communication with them. Be like, hey, that wasn't in stock. I'm ordering it. It should be here on X day, and I'm going to ship it out that same day, and it should be to you by then. And most people were okay with that. They were cool. They know that we're not Amazon, and we don't have a huge warehouse the size of like 18 football fields. So
the key is communication. That's not really what YouTube is about.
No, YouTube has definitely helped us with streamlining that, because it's given us the ability to have enough sales on the website to have that need, and enough capital to be able to buy a little extra every week when we're ordering.
I don't know where you want me to stand. Do we have any more questions we need to answer?
So
let's do this. Let's play a little game. You ready?
hold on. I was just looking back. There was one.
I'm gonna come sit over here.
I think I talked about it, and then I got distracted by looking at comments. But we don't. Oh no, I did. I talked about it. We don't do our videos scripted. That's what I was talking about how.
We'd never
get it done.
Memorize scripts. We do sometimes talk about talking points ahead of time. So if you guys were going to, could you move your knee over a little bit? Sorry. If you guys were going to start a YouTube channel today, what are the first things you want to know? Like, what do you need to know? You ask us the questions and we'll answer it. I feel like there's a lot of things we could tell you, but what's holding you up from starting a YouTube channel or making videos on Facebook? Either one, and we'll answer those questions.
The Facebook videos are super easy. You literally click your phone, you're live, and then you do your thing, and then you're done.
And you can take your edited videos and you can put them on YouTube. And our number 2 video on our channel is a series of lives that Zeb edited. Now, the reason why they've done well is because he didn't regurgitate them, meaning he just threw the live up on YouTube. He took it and edited it down into a cohesive DIY, and he put it on our YouTube channel, and it's our number 2 watch video.
Instead of being 2 hours, Jami did a thing for an event, and she was going live every time she painted on it on Facebook. And and so I took all those videos. It was like 8 Facebook live videos that I pulled down off of Facebook, and then I took them and just spliced them together so that they made sense and they were in chronological order, and I cut out all the fluff that I could so that it was mostly just her painting, and the video is amazing.
All right, so we've got some questions. How does YouTube pay us? We get paid through ad revenue. YouTube puts ads on our channel, and based off of the amount of views and length of time watched and how many ads and if there's any clicking, that's how you get paid from YouTube. We also get paid because we have this membership group, so that's another form of revenue.
Yeah, so on that note, if you're just starting your channel out, you can't put ads on your videos until you hit 1,000 subscribers now. That used to not be the case, but they figured out that people with less than that weren't making any money anyway, because you have to hit a certain threshold before you start accumulating money. So they require you to have 1,000 subscribers, and then once you hit that, then you can start putting ads on your videos, and you can go back and put ads on your old videos, and once you hit that point, so you can monetize them is what it's called.
It's not just 1,000 subscribers, it's also a certain amount of views.
Oh yeah, you have to have like 4,000 hours worth of views in like a 30-day period or something.
So a few people will get to 1,000 and be like, how come I still can't monetize it? You also have the views. Do you apply for a YouTube channel? Anybody can get a YouTube channel on YouTube. It's like opening up a business Facebook page.
You guys all essentially have your own YouTube channels already, and you can rename them after your business. Like Mandy Driscoll, if you put up a video, it would be the Mandy Driscoll channel. Like that's like you just upload a video to it, you're already there.
So how do you organize a YouTube channel? Meaning how do you organize your videos? We do playlists, and I would Google how to organize playlists. That's going to give you some really detailed information. If you just want to know how to put a video up, literally if you search in YouTube, how to put your first YouTube video up, like videos will pop up and all the information is there. Anything you want to know how to do on YouTube, you can literally search in the search engine and figure it out, because that's how we did it. We had no idea what we were doing, and if we gave you all the details, you'd probably be like, you know, but when the questions come up, let's say you're starting your YouTube channel, as each question comes up, pause, do a little search, watch a few videos, then work on it. Then get to the next place where you stop, do a little search, then keep going back and forth, because I promise you the information is out there.
So D-Dollar, if you go back to the very first of the video, if you joined late, the first whole part of the video was talking about what cameras we use and what gear and what programs we use to edit.
Christy Roche said she put a video like 10 years ago for college on YouTube. Who knew she was a YouTuber this whole time?
There you
go. All you gotta do is one video and you're a YouTuber. Let's see. And that's the thing I like about YouTube, is that anybody can do it. Like I watch the videos that my kids watch and I'm like, I don't even know how they watch this, but they love it, and these people are making a living off of it. And I really feel like it takes the average person. Zeb and I have no journalism background, which is evident by our videos, and it gives them the opportunity and platform to really share what they want to share.
How do you edit your videos? So I talked a little bit about editing software, but what I use is Adobe Premiere Pro, and it took me about 3 separate programs to get to that point. I used the free ones first. Once we started making a little money, I bought a $90 Adobe Premiere Elements program. It's about 90 bucks. And it has a lot of really nice features that are definitely a step above the free video programs that are out there. And then now I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is like the same program that they would use to make a movie like Star Wars or anything that you'd see on the big screen. Same program that they're using. And I pay $20 a month on the Adobe Creative Cloud to use that program instead of just buying the program outright, because if you bought the Pro edition of the program, you're going to pay $300 to $600 or more right up front. And by using the Creative Cloud, it lets me keep the most updated version of that program on my computer for 20 bucks a month. So that's what we use now.
We're going to address Not Too Shabby Patty 1. Not enough time. I totally get that. We barely survived. If that's the case and you already have a creative business, then your video content should literally be whatever it is that you have to do. We did not have time to create video content and then also finish custom work or work on projects that we were going to sell online. So our videos were literally just the things that we were doing. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to complete the project if you're filming yourself, but there's no need to like stamp out separate videos just for YouTube. Start with the things that you're already doing. Whatever it is that you're doing, just make a video on it. Second, she said...
I'm going to answer Tammy's question when you're done.
Second, she said, not savvy enough to edit videos. I promise you that if you start, like, Google what is the easiest way to edit a video, and it will totally pop up. Another thing that you can do is just, like, film yourself, stop the camera. Film yourself, stop the camera, and literally just splice together stuff. It does not have to be perfect by any means. It just has to be you. And if it's too hard to do that, then start with live videos on Facebook and go from there. Just get used to having yourself in front of the camera.
Well, and you could even just practice in front of a mirror with the camera if you're that nervous about it, which that would be me. I would literally say a line on a video about 8 times before I was like, okay, we can use that cut. We can use that one.
I practiced my smile. You guys want to see my photo smile? Is what I had to do in the mirror because I had to take a lot of photos. Ready?
It makes me laugh every time I see it.
That's my photo face. Hold on, wait for it. Like it looks the same in every photo because I looked really bad in photos and I wanted to look better, so I practiced in the mirror. You can do the same thing for videos. If you don't like the way you're coming across, watch yourself talk in the mirror until you're comfortable, and then you're still never gonna love it, and just do it.
So, Tammy, this is something you're gonna run up against on any social media. Anytime you put yourself out there, there are gonna be internet heroes that think they know better than you, or that they know someone else that can do it better than you. And they will let you know about it because there is zero consequence to them to writing something nasty. And that's just part of it. You have to You have to just like swallow that and move on, block them, whatever you need to do. We don't block too many people on the YouTube channel. We find a lot of the comments humorous. But when we were first starting and we only had 60, 70 subs, 100 subs.
We didn't block nobody.
We didn't block anybody. And we replied to those comments with nice answers back. Because comments get you higher up in the ranking on recommended videos. So we would leave them. And we wouldn't remove any of the nasty comments because we're like, yeah, comment away. Thumbs down, any interaction
all engagement
engages with your video or your channel, that boosts it. So, you know, smile, you know.
Smile all the way to the bank. In fact, I was texting Debbie the other day. This lady left a really nasty comment. It actually hurt my feelings. And it helps to have a friend in the biz. So I'm texting Debbie and I sent her a screenshot and she's like, you know what? You just keep doing you. And she's like, and you smile all the way to the bank. And that's the reality of it, is that it's what we do for a living. And if people don't like it, we're sorry, but we're just going to keep putting it out there. And I'm not going to tell, you know, it's funny because, so Zeb has social anxiety. I'm going to throw you a little bit under the bus here. Sometimes I get a little bit crazy and he is so, not necessarily embarrassed, but I think worried about how that will be received because he likes to just be even keel across
I'm very
the board.
vanilla.
He's not vanilla. He doesn't like to, you know, ruffle the feathers. We'll just put it that way.
Oh yes,
but
yes.
one of the things
that
I
comes
told
from
him,
my mother.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things I've told him is that I refuse to allow my creativity and the things I want to put out there on the internet to be hampered by other people's opinions. And so every now and then you're going to get something from me that's totally out there, but the reality is that's probably the closest to me that you're going to see, because that's who I am. And I want to put out content that inspires people and lets people know that it's okay to be silly. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to try things you've never done before. I want people to be able to work on projects and feel confident they can paint a sunset live and have never done it before, because it's just paint. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And if you never try, how are you going to know? And that's the same thing with YouTube.
Yeah.
If you never try, if you never show people who you really are, how are you ever going to know if it's going to take you to that next step? Or how are you going to know if it's going to help people feel better about themselves or reach them in a way that you couldn't reach them before? That's all I have to say.
As far as putting your foot in your mouth, yeah, I try to never ever do that. And
you put me under the bus on Saturday, told people I didn't want to be there.
Yeah, sometimes I'm awkward and I just say stuff and it's not funny or nice.
I told them later, I'm like, they're going to think I don't want to do my Saturday Night Lives. Legit, I was eating Oreos in bed without my bra on, and I was like half asleep with a line on my face Saturday night. I didn't really want to go live. Once I got on there, I was happy, but then Zeb's like, she didn't want to be on here, and I'm like, oh my heavens.
She was ready for Mother's Day to start.
I was Mother's Day weekend. I was Mother's Daying it all Saturday long. But that's the reality of live video, so you kind of just get what you get.
I think there was a question up here that I missed.
You only have like 7 more minutes.
I know, we filled the time.
If you guys have questions or there's anything else I could tell you.
Oh, what is the name of the selfie stick and tripod from Amazon? So I just use whatever's cheapest. We paint our stuff, it gets dropped.
It has to have like a 3-star rating at least. And at least the cheapest price. There's nothing that's really.
You can go out there and spend $300 on an iPod. Like right now, I use the $20 ones. This one here is my favorite. Look at this. It's got paint all on it because we sprayed.
It's from the thrift store.
This is from the thrift store. It was $12, and I Googled it. It's like a $150 tripod. It did not have this little thing here that clips into the cameras, but I made one out of wood.
Of course you did.
For free. So
you can totally thrift tripods. Like every time I go to the thrift store, I swear I see tripods. So if you don't have a ton of money, get a tripod and then get something to clip your smartphone to it, which a lot of these you can wrap these around any kind of tripod, and you can get a little clip like this one has for your smartphone. Like literally, you guys, if you don't have a phone, if you have an iPhone 8 or newer, I would say that's perfectly fine to film with. And if you're ready for an upgrade, I'm telling you the 10S Max is life-changing.
A lot of the Samsung phones are really good too. The LG phones have good cameras. The Google phones have great cameras. Actually, the new Google Pixel might be better than the new iPhone.
No,
it's
not mine.
debatable. Harrington has a Google and he's very partial to it.
Harrington, this is our paid channel membership. Nobody wants to hear your.
Shh.
So Amy Robinson asked, do you ever mix Fairy Chalk Mother with DIY paint? We used to, but we no longer carry the Fairy Chalk Mother paint as of like a week ago, but it mixes.
Anything that's water-based can be mixed. What will happen is that a little bit of this kind of paint, a little of the quality of this paint will mix, and you'll get something completely different. But I would do it all day long.
You gonna answer, Cynthia?
So
okay.
What is your suggestion for how to increase your subscribers? So I would ask friends and family to share your videos. Search for what's trending and maybe create some videos based off of what's trending. I've actually not done that a whole ton like we say that you should, but I once made a video on paper flowers. It was totally random and we happened to be making them for a backdrop to a market that we were doing. So it literally was just a case of we were making a video because that's what we were doing. But paper flowers were trending and it took off like crazy. So I would have to say try to figure out what's trending and create eye-catching thumbnails.
Oh, thumbnails are big.
You can create thumbnails in Typorama, can't you?
Yes, Typorama.
It's
You
free.
can do a lot of free things with it. It's like $10 to pay for the pro version and you have it forever. So, and that opens up all the fonts and all the backgrounds.
Words and stuff on your, and ones that are bright and colorful with like a smiley face on it, or befores and afters, or crazy ones are the ones that are gonna get attention. So a really great concept with a really great thumbnail is gonna get new blood into your channel, and that will get you new subscribers. And then just keep putting out those videos as best as you can. And remember that by small and simple things, great things come to pass. It just is a little bit at a time, and every day just work a little bit harder to build on what you already have.
So another thing on the Facebook or on the YouTube channel subscriptions, put it out there, share your own work. I mean, put it out there on Facebook, put it on Instagram.
Ask people to subscribe.
Yeah.
I was totally shameless. I went on every like Facebook group that would allow it. Now you have to make sure it's allowed or you'll get kicked out. But there were Facebook groups that would allow it, and I would share my videos. And I also admin, like I admin my Jami Ray Vintage group, but I also adminned a few other groups, and I shared my content on there, and I pulled people from there.
So, Chris, the thumbnail with you and Debbie.
Debbie made me keep it. She's like, that's so good.
That's something I actually struggle with. I do the thumbnails.
He did not like it.
And I was like, oh, that thumbnail's way over the top. But I was, at the same time, I'm like, oh, if we leave that, that's like clickbait. Clickbait is essentially something that gets people to click on it. It's like a train wreck. You can't not watch it. So that's something I struggle with. So I'm working on doing that better too. So
that picture accurately describes the entire video. Like, I feel like that picture is that video. And I remember, like, I was really self-conscious because it's super close to my face. It shows my bags. It's not edited. And Debbie's like, look, if you leave that, I promise you'll get more views. And the reality is, it's one of our best lives that we've had in the last few weeks. It does have more views than our other lives. So sometimes you have to not take yourself too seriously. I think sometimes people are just worried always about like their image, and that just gets exhausting. Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, so Laura Treza asked, what day is the best day to post a video if you do one video a week?
Friday?
So you're gonna have to figure that out. For us, we usually don't post a video on Tuesday because that's the slowest day of the week for us. And once you get a few videos up there, you can actually see what days you're getting the most views. Over the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will get almost, I think it's like 6 million hours worth of people watching the videos on those 3 days, which is why we go live on those on like Saturday night.
Because people will watch it
Because
Sunday.
that's who's watching, and now our channel's bigger. You probably won't see that like that many hours. I mean, that's like days and days of people actually watching if you divide that by the hours.
I don't like to think about that. I also like to pretend people only watch me on their phones.
Yeah, everybody's watching on the big screens these days.
I'm like, 4K TVs are not my friends.
So once you get a few videos up, look at your analytics. You can look in them. They're very detailed, and they'll show you all of that stuff and when people stopped watching and all that thing. So you can look and see, oh, you know what? I'm getting most of my views on Wednesday, so start putting your videos up on Wednesday.
I'm gonna give you a little catchphrase. You ready?
Yeah.
When in doubt, Google it out.
Guys,
Like,
we Google stuff every day.
That's how you figure out how to do all the things. When in doubt, Google it out. Because when you search, the information is absolutely out there. Do not ever let a question hang you up, because all you have to do is type it in that search engine and you will find the information for sure. I'm gonna make a shirt that says that. When in doubt, Google it up. Like,
Yeah.
that's my hashtag life lessons from Jami.
All right, I think we covered most of the questions here that I saw. If you guys didn't get your question answered and you have more questions about it, hit us up in the comments. If you're watching the replay, catch that. If you came late, go watch the first. We talked all about like gear and camera equipment and what you need and what you don't really need. And Jami painted this beautiful sunsetty beach.
If you want to see what it looks like distressed and probably some white wax on it, stay tuned.
Anna Johansson, yeah. She says she's a web developer and still Googles half her work. I Google a technique or a trick or something almost every project and almost every video, just to make sure I'm doing it right and giving good information out. So.
And also allow yourself a little bit of grace. Not everything's going to be perfect. That's okay. We still mess up all the time. And just be brave enough to try it. So.
All right, guys, we are going to take off for the night. And we'll have an edited video out next Tuesday for channel members. Probably some fun project. We've been doing lots of like nitty-gritty business stuff. It's time for a fun project, I think, that maybe not everyone will get to see. Something that we've kept in the garage hiding, and we'll do that. We have a few things out there.
Comment below with what you'd like to see on the edited video. We love you guys. Good night.
Oh, also, I'm working on new emojis, so we're going to get more emojis. We can have like 27 of them now because we have enough channel members, and I just haven't made more.
Comment with the emoji you'd like to see.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that helps you. Catch you later.